Alright, welcome to part 2 of the tattoo assignment, and we will start out by working with the eyes. So, build a new layer, first off, and we can label it eyes. You should always start to label your layers, especially if your project gets to be many layers, and then it gets a little bit confusing, so let's call it eyes. And I need to select the eyes. Again, it's up to you. I usually just use the lasso for this project. I'm going to set my pixels to feather to 0, but I will use the refine edge tool after and then feather a little bit. So I'm going to trace around. I like to use just the regular lasso, not even the polygonal one, because I have a fairly steady hand and I can just loop it on itself. Now I don't want to color, I'm going to try that again. Make sure it's on set to regular, not at these choices, so regular. You could mask, whatever way you want to make a selection. You could try quick selection, but you really want the color of the eye. Now I'm going to use my lasso and subtract. I want to subtract the pupil. We're not coloring the pupil, we're just coloring the eye color. Alright, refine edge. Feather it by about 2 or 3 probably. That's 2. Yeah, probably like 2.5. You want a soft. Now we're not copying, we're not pasting. We're in a blank layer. Do not do this in the base layer. We're in this layer. It's blank, and we're going to fill it with a color that we like. So maybe I'll have purple eyes, violet eyes, or something. I'm going to use a paint bucket, and I'm going to fill. I'm going to deselect. So there was no saving the selection or anything. Now that's too strong. So I'm going to use my opacity and I'm just going to fade it away to like 20% maybe. All right, unzoom a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit strong. And it is in a separate layer. So even if I didn't like what I did, I could trash the layer and try again, or I could use my eraser. It's a little off here. I could try expanding the selection and just making it a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's going to help. I don't want purple on the whites of the eye though. But it is a separate layer, so you have total control. It's a little strong still. We want it to look kind of real. Alright, so that's one eye. I want you to do both eyes, but I'll carry on now and do the teeth. Again, it's the eyes, you create a blank layer and you paint into a selection and then you turn the opacity down. We are going to work with the base layer and we're going to select the teeth. I'm going to whiten the teeth. Alright? Zoom in close. Don't be scared. I could try the quick selection. We'll see how that plays out here. The problem with the quick selection, it might take too much. Let's see. I don't like it because it kind of, I don't know if I want to look gums. Oh, it's not too bad. I'm going to do it with the magic wand though. That's how I've traditionally done this whitening. So I'm going to make sure that the magic wand is set to add. Every time I click, it's going to add to the selection. Add, add, add. Now I could try select similar. However, it might select other parts of my face. So I'm not probably going to, oh, I'll try it just to see what happens. Select similar. Yeah, that's the problem. So, no, deselect. We're not doing that. Just use regular adds magic wand. And you do not want to select the gums because we're not whitening the gums. You want to select just the teeth. All right, takes a bit of time here. So select all of the teeth. And this time we're going to copy a second set of teeth out. And we are going to paste them into a set of teeth into their own layer and line them up. Just keep them lined up with the first layer. So I'll just kind of add that. Yeah. As long as the pink gums aren't selected, because we don't want to whiten the gums. Might go back there. All right. I might be able to live with that. Oh, this is a little bit here. You have to do a good selection, otherwise you're going to have to do it all over if the teeth look weird. We are going to feather before we copy and paste, so I'm going to do refine edge and do that. Just make sure. Be careful. I guess that's okay in there. I don't know if I want to whiten all that. Maybe I'll undo that. There. Okay. That might be a bit gummy there. So I might use the subtract and just subtract that back. Oh, back we go. Add it. Maybe I'll turn the tolerance down to 10. Just try to click around in there a bit more until I get. If you're going to copy and paste right away, I might not save the selection, but if you wanted to ever bring the selection back, it's always a good idea to save. All right, refine edge. Okay, that's what's selected. I've missed a little bit here and there. That might be the white highlights of the teeth, but I'm going to cancel and then go back in and just maybe get rid of some of those. Try to get the rest of those highlights in there. Get these baby ones anyway. The white highlights are probably okay. All right, refine edge. And feather, please. You must feather this. Otherwise, it looks really bad when you do this. At least, I think 3.5 maybe. All right. Edit, copy. Edit, paste. I now have a second set of teeth all by themselves. Okay. There they are. I'm going to undo that move so they line up. So I'm going to label that layer, teeth, just so I remember what's happening. Okay. And I'm going to go under Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. We've done this before when you change the color of the house. This time we're not going to change the color of the teeth to something weird. We're going to take out all of the color. If I put 100% saturation, it makes it way brighter. We don't like it puts more color in. Well, we're going to take it all out. So now they're gray and black and white. We're not going to touch the hue this time. We're just going to pump up the lightness. Okay. That's quite bright. That's fine. Maybe around 60 or so. But it's a separate layer. So now we're going to work with the opacity and fade this layer on top of the original background layer, which has my face in it. Something like that. That's more in the realm of reality. So there's before, there's after. All right? So that's how you do eyes and teeth. The next part, we have maybe another tutorial, like removing the background, maybe a second tattoo, changing the hair color, but we'll get to that later. All right, thanks for watching.